The Merrill Center here in Katy was the site for the third annual Leadership Summit for the Texas High School Coaches Association. One of the main themes for the guest speakers was about single-parent families.
Coaches have an opportunity to stand in the gap and make a difference as far as the fatherless home issue is concerned. And when you look at the statistics with the fatherless home issue, it blows you away. We just feel like that coaches have a great opportunity within our schools to make a difference in bringing good life lessons to the kids. Besides just teaching them about the game and besides the wins and the losses, we feel like that the most important thing that a coach does is the intangibles that go along with athletics.
Former NFL running back and future Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson told the crowd about growing up in Waco in a fatherless home. He said it was important to preach the life lessons he learned playing at Waco University High School to TCU and on to the NFL.
This Leadership Summit is something that is really instrumental in a lot of lives of kids, and this is important. Someone gave me an opportunity, someone helped me along the way. One of the coaches was a leader at the time and helping me get to college. I wanted to come give my perspective on it from the athlete side of being that student athlete that was heavily impacted by coaches.
LT had a great story. I don't think there's any question about that. His is a unique story, and I think that's one of the real unique things about this Leadership Summit is the vast array of differing backgrounds and opinions that come from these speakers, all headed toward that common goal of trying to help coaches, teachers, leaders, and administrators become even better at what they do.
I grew up in a family with two parents, a mom and a dad, who instilled in me a strong sense of right and wrong. But I had coaches in my life that made just the greatest impact. I wanted to be like these men. I revered these men.
Kids that are growing up without a father in the home, and there's just some things a man teaches you, and there's just some things you learn from your dad. And so I told our kids, if you don't have a dad in the home, or you don't have somebody teaching you, then it's my responsibility to do that.
Tatum Eagles head football coach Andy Evans and Brenham Cubs head football coach Glenn West received the Coaches Beyond the Game Award from THSCA Assistant Executive Director Joe Martin. Both were recognized for programs that they started at their respective high schools to help single-parent families through male mentorship and community support.
We were a team of people coming together to change our own attitude so that we could make a difference. Your offensive linemen had a set of rules that they came up with themselves. This is what they hold their linemen to. The backs had this, the receivers had this, and then we all told our teams what these rules were that they set. So amazingly enough, we didn't have to punish our kids this year.
Charlie Strong became the first African-American head football coach in University of Texas history recently, joining Kevin Sumlin, who was the first black head football coach hired at Texas A&M 2 years ago. Both were guest speakers and discussed their role model positions at the two flagship universities in the Lone Star State.
It does speak volumes in this state when you look at Texas A&M, you look at University of Texas and the head coaches that are leading those programs. But you never ever think about race. You just think about just the job we have to do, because at the end of the day, we're going to be judged on wins and losses. So it doesn't matter. I don't think the skin color is going to matter, but it is fun. And then you look at just all across this country where young men are just watching you and they want to be like you.
Progress is being made, and the fact that you're African American is becoming less and less as important as you being recognized as a good coach. As time moves on, just for me, that's kind of the direction that I want to see.
Kevin Sumlin's speech focused on an important topic, turning players from being the man to becoming a man.
That's something that we've talked about ever since I became a head coach, and I think, it's easier said than done. We recruit a lot of guys who are the man, and what we try to do is bring them into a program and move them, show them the steps, give them the tools to move from the man to a man, and that's what we talked about here tonight.
High school coaches from all across the state of Texas voiced their approval for the progressive thinking the THSCA has continued to show, bringing some of the top sports guests this country has to offer.
Definitely a big day, not only for our association and our foundation, but for coaches across the state to come in and to hear professionals in every level of athletics or business or whatever they've done in life, and kind of how they got to this point, what they attribute their success to, and a lot of it goes back to those high school coaches that molded these men and women.
I think it's an opportunity for us to understand that coaching does have a lot of value to it. Not just on a football field or a basketball court, but the opportunity that we have to impact lives. And so to get out here and just be reaffirmed, have people tell you the things that we're doing and what we're about, and to hear people at the highest level still doing it, makes you feel good to be in the profession you're in.
8-time conference champion and 1-time national champion Marcia Sharp, who coached women's basketball for 24 years at Texas Tech, alluded to the fact that young athletes today have a different view of life through social media. They're growing up in a society where every player receives a trophy and feels a certain entitlement to be a potential superstar, which can cause problems if they are riding the bench.
The people that they communicate with most of the time with their technology are their own age. So all of their opinions, everything that they know about their world, everything that they hold important, comes from people that are the very same age they are.
We've had great response from our coaches, and I tell you, we've got a lot of coaches that are out there that are doing a lot of good things in their schools and their communities.
In Katy, Jeff Power, Max Prep Sports, your leader in online high school sports content.